And we are live.
You're live, bumble bitches.
You guys thought we were going to say back. And bumblebees. And you were wrong. All right, so we're here doing a thing. It's Sunday. We put a poll up. You guys said you wanted to do emails, so we're going to do emails. As always, any super chats will be read after the emails. If we have time left over by the time we are done, we will be doing some Q&A possibly as well. And I guess we're just going to run it and see what happens. You have anything you want to talk about before we jump into anything, Hotness?
We started going live on Twitch, guys.
You've had a lot of fun with that shit, haven't you?
I am having an absolute blast. I'm talking so much shit.
That's funny.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It is different decompression for me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like work.
No, it doesn't.
It's nice.
Yep. So somebody in the comment section a minute ago said that they watched the I versus you statement that we put on to Patreon already. And every single person that's watched that video has said that they've gotten a lot from it.
That's dope. I got a lot from that.
Yep. We are going to be doing part 2 to that, where we are going to discuss flooding and what that looks like and how to recognize signs that you are either overstimulated or starting to become aggressive towards your person so that you can step away. And I think that that's probably going to be the next one that we record for Fridays, but that content won't hit YouTube until April 12th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We're that ahead.
That's wild.
So for those of you who haven't followed us on Twitch yet, you should go over there and do that because we do play zombies quite a bit and it's a lot of fun. And if you're a part of the Discord and you're not watching and you play games, you're really missing out because we can play with some of you guys, which is fun.
We have been playing with you guys.
Yeah. I also feel the need to show this so that nobody asks later.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. For those of you who are curious, redpillthreads.com.
Very nice, very nice.
Let's start upsetting the establishment, guys. All right, let's do some emails, Hotness.
Okie dokie. This one is titled Newly Married. Good morning, guys.
It's evening. It's evening. Scrubs. It is evening.
Here, just let me email this guy back real quick.
Get your fucking time right, buddy.
Let him know he fucked up.
Yeah. Kidding.
Firstly, I want to say as a man, I love hearing from you guys on a daily basis, whether on TikTok, YouTube, or podcasts. I truly enjoy seeing you guys grow and be an amazing couple. It helps me to really get engaged and implement things because you guys are real, down-to-earth people, and I can relate to each of your struggles. Now, on to my struggle. I am newly married to my wife, and I like to think of myself as a traditional man, so I do a lot of things you listed in the bonus episode for a good man. With that being said, I do have my past, and I take I take full accountability for each one of them. My wife used to meet my basic needs before we got married, like emotional connection and acts of service, and gave me her undivided attention when I asked. Now, our days go by, and I'm not getting anything in return. I'm not getting anything in return to meet my needs. When I express my concerns, I get met with excuses, which I do not like. Excuses like, this is just the way I am. We don't have any meaningful conversations. I don't get any emotion from her, and when I try, I get attitude. That attitude triggers me, and we end up in an argument because I try to have a healthy conversation, and when that isn't met, I revert back, and the healthiness goes out the window.
All right, so this is so far him blaming everything on her.
Right.
So let's pause for a minute and talk about the fact that having an emotional conversation and a good conversation is not always the same thing. And if you're trying to have an emotional conversation or you're trying to trigger some sort of intimacy with a conversation, you can't expect that to go well all the time. When are you doing it? Is she working from home and you're trying to have that conversation? Are you doing it while she's, bathing a child? Like,
right.
Your timing matters, bro. The other thing that I want to point out there is that just having a good conversation with your person, if you can't talk to them, period, If every time you try to have a conversation with her, she shuts you down and gives you attitude, you're with the wrong person.
Yes.
Or you've done some really foul shit, she knows about it, and it's just not telling you that she knows about it.
All right. Oh, I'm comfy now. This is kind of decent. Okay. Back into the email.
Sure.
Another thing that is really bothersome to me is she is constantly on her phone when we are together. I am trying to spend quality time with her to get that intimacy. When I say something it's a problem, she'll put it down, and literally 2 minutes later, it's back in her hands and right back on Facebook or TikTok.
Pause. Again, depending on how you say it. You didn't tell us how you told her.
Right.
We're like, bitch, put your phone away. Of course you're going to get attitude from that. Hey, babe, we're on a date. Let's leave our phones in the console of the vehicle so that we can really invest in each other tonight. Mm-hmm. We can get some return on that investment later. I'll get you some dessert, and you'll be my dessert. Let's put the phone away. That's going to get you a very different outcome. Very, very different outcome.
Throw that damn phone out the window.
Right? Like, oh no, the wind. Oh no, again, they're winters too. I don't know what to tell you.
So glad we have insurance.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
All right. This is going to be an email of a whole bunch of blame and no details. So at least I'm mentally prepared for that.
Fantastic.
Neat.
Neato Dito.
Hey, you know there's a dumpster fire t-shirt on that site.
There is. There is a dumpster fire t-shirt on the website, redpillthreads.com.
Yep.
For those of you with sensitivities, it may not be your website. Just letting you know.
You should go to it anyways. And then send the owner an email about why it bothered you. I'm
CC
sorry,
us
bro.
in that, please.
CC us in that too, because we would like to read that as well. Sorry, dude. I know you're watching.
Is he?
Yes. He's right there.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man. That's funny. Sorry.
Oh, I took a bite of brownie. You gotta.
Like brownie or the good brownies? Yeah, great. All right, well, we're going to sit here for a minute while
I chew.
while she chews. Yeah, so though we are still doing our own t-shirts, we have gotten with the owner of Red Pill Threads, who's a friend of mine, and we are starting to create t-shirts that are printed and shipped to order so that we don't have a huge stock of shit sitting around, and it will be shipped all over the world instead of just the US and Canada. So... And if you use the code to be better on the site, you'll save 10%. It says it on your screen right now. You just have to look at it. I'll even make it flicker for you.
Flicker.
It's like, are you done with your brownie?
That bite, yeah.
All right, let's get back into
right.
the email.
I don't mind if she uses the phone, but it bothers me when it's supposed to be just her and I.
I can feel that.
Yep. I would love to have follow-up emails to this as you guys respond to this. Hopefully it's in a podcast. So my question is, how do I help my wife get out of a stagnant place in her life and want to grow and learn? Is it even my place to try? I feel like we've been asked that a lot.
I feel like you need to go back to the drawing board and send a new email with actual details and information and not throw blame and shade at your woman. Send us an email that gives us examples of what you said and what she said and your posture and the way that your body language looked, and if she was rolling her eyes and sighing at you, and were you cussing at her, or were you being gentle? Like, I said some shit and she didn't like it. Cool, what'd you say?
Right?
I just said some things. Well, what was it?
Right.
Because if you don't tell me what it is, I can't tell you if you were fucking wrong or not, bro.
Yep.
Also, I just got a message that said, or a comment on here that said, I haven't finished the dumpster fire shirts yet. Well, you have like short amount of time because people are trying to say they're trying to buy that shirt after this live stream, bro. So you better open another fucking window on your computer and get after it. That explains why we didn't actually get one. The Beneficial shirt is on there though.
It is. Beneficial.
All right. Was that the end of that one?
No, it was not.
Oh, felt like it was.
I struggle with that because as the leader of my house, I am supposed to teach where I can and learn. I'm just not feeling very wanted or desired by my wife.
Are you leading by example? Or are you making demands? Because there's a difference between being a leader and a dictator.
It's a good ponder.
Set a standard. Live to that standard. And pick everyone else around you so they can live to that standard too. And then set a new standard and continue to grow.
I share these podcasts and videos with her, and she tells me she doesn't want to listen or watch because she can't pay attention to it. I'm kind of stuck at the moment. As you guys review this and talk about it, I'll be sure to write another email or any other correspondence to help you guys fill in the gaps, and hope that this content will not only help me, but help others who listen to you. What can I do to better myself, my situation, and my marriage?
Send a more detailed email.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's my answer to that one.
Moving that. Move, done. I would love a setup outside to record.
A setup outside?
Outside. Is that possible?
Um,
Like maybe like a faux greenhouse-esque. I want to bask in the warmth of the sun.
I don't know. Getting a camera outside is easy. Getting it to live stream or record to a computer for people to watch live would be very difficult because the door would have to stay open because I wouldn't want to put the computer out there. When the new studio is set up in the next 2 weeks, we could definitely set something up on that porch for you to record on the porch. What?
I'm moving it too much. I have to put it back in the sling. I gotta stop. I was gonna let it breathe, but
It's Katie said, I love being in Alive. This is amazing. She commented that from Twitch. Just saying. Mike also from Twitch said like a little gazebo.
little gazebo.
Bree Ball asked how the recording rental is going. I'm waiting on the lease to come in tonight or tomorrow morning. Everything has been hashed out. We just got to sign and then start moving shit around. It will happen in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Lorraine, are you on redpillthreads.com? If so, click on To Be Better. It is not on our website. It is on somebody else's so that we don't have to have stock of shirts right now as there's transitioning happening. All right, next email.
Next email. Advice. Hi. I've been watching you two on TikTok for a while and recently started listening to the podcast. I'm not sure if you can offer advice or if there's a podcast episode that might help, but I want to share my concerns and seek advice. I feel like that was the same sentences, just back to back, phrased differently. Is that just me?
They're seeking advice. That's what I got from it.
Okay. My husband and I have been together for 3 years, married for 1.5. He considers our marriage traditional as he works and pays all the bills while I stay at home taking care of our baby. All right, he considers the marriage traditional. My biggest piece of advice before getting married is discussing what marriage looks like for you. Because when I talk about our marriage, we view our marriage as traditional. Back into the email, he engages in virtual cheating, creating fake Snapchats for explicit content, claiming it's how things were in the olden days, and justifies it because he pays the bills. Before he went overseas, I wasn't allowed to do single activities like hanging out with friends. He, on the other hand, would go to bars, talk to anyone, and return home whenever he pleased.
I feel like we read this.
Have we read this?
I feel like we did. Does this sound familiar to anyone else? This sounds familiar to me. It feels like a dumpster fire on a hot August afternoon.
I feel like you have said that before. That does sound familiar.
I mean, we can run through it again, but I feel like we read this one already.
I think we did do this one.
It's similar. Zach said it's similar. I trust Zach's opinion. Fuck it, run it. Let's go.
Continuing. He watches Korn, or OF, daily, citing dissatisfaction with our sex life. However, I find it challenging to connect emotionally when discussing my feelings leads to arguments. He stays away from home as much as possible, blaming our 6-month-old daughter and refusing to share a room or bathroom. No, we've read this one.
Okay.
Because I remember
the shared
that.
bathroom.
The sharing of the bathroom, yeah.
Okay. Well, while you look for the next one, we got a follow-up from last week. Ruth for $20 said, I did use your courting checklist as mentioned. He was surprised that I came prepared. He left because I refused to be his situationship. That is something I mentioned before I met or talked to someone that is interested in me. Did you make it through the list, though?
That's a good question, yeah.
Oh, man. Good for you for kicking him to the curbs. That episode probably hasn't aired yet, but we did read that email for sure. Actually, I think that just aired.
That feels familiar.
I don't know, but we did read it because of the shared bathroom thing.
Yeah.
I really want to know how the checklist thing goes on a fucking date. I want like a play-by-play.
Yeah.
I want to know the expression on the person's face when you pull it out of your purse and you're like, I have a list of questions for you. Oh, man.
I should have went home and gotten the card game.
She said it didn't make it past question number 3. All right. That's funny. It did air. I watched it last week. So yeah, that's the one. Stephen Price said, do you notify us if you're going to read our email, or I don't want to miss it if you all do end up reading mine? Well, we will read it. If we do read it, I mean, you'll get an email saying it was read. And then you should get a link to it. Jenny or Zach normally send that out, but we don't tell you that we're going to read it ahead of time. These emails are just randomly read on live streams.
Yes.
Desk Clan said, I can ask my sister. She's talking to someone and I gave her the checklist. Good.
I love that.
Roni's going to give her the checklist. Or Ronnie's going to give her the checklist for the next date.
Pastaroni.
We really do have a weird nickname with foods. We now have a baked Danish, an apple fritter, and a pastaroni.
Peaches.
And a peaches, yeah.
I love it.
That's funny.
Absolutely love it. Janae would just be coffee.
Chicken noodle soup for the soul.
Oh, yeah. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. I know that's not the song, but...
I've also had a similar experience. I don't think I made it past question 3 either. Yeah, we're saving you motherfuckers time.
I love it.
Oh, it's funny. It's not. I'm sorry that you guys are having shitty dates, but that's funny to me. Zach, Zeke, Ziti. So now we have a Ziti too.
A little baked ziti.
This is why we're all overweight, guys.
It's so easy to eat food.
Yep.
Good food too.
If Zach got baked, he'd be baked Ziti.
That's what I said, baked ziti.
And Peaches is calling my baby a nugget.
A little chicken nugget.
All right, let's do an email. Come on, I'm ready to problem solve or try to problem solve, but you know.
What am I supposed to do? What's that Four Non Blonde song?
What's going on?
Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's how I heard that. Hi, Chris and Peaches. I have been watching you guys for 2 months now and have started implementing some of your wisdom into my relationship recently. My husband and I, he is 21 and I am 20, have been together since the beginning of our junior year. There have been times where we've been apart due to immature reasons. One time his friends and I didn't get along, and the friend pushed him to leave because bros before hoes, and quickly realized his friend was being ridiculous, and we quickly made up. Any thoughts? Continuing on.
I have a lot of thoughts on that one, and some of them
Yeah.
are not going to be popular. So
Bros before hoes.
there is definitely a line there that needs to be respected in the beginning of a relationship. But when you are with somebody and like you are serious about your relationship and somebody makes the bros before hoes comment to you, they are calling your woman a derogatory name.
That would no longer be my friend.
Oh, Coral Ocean said, thank you for responding to my email last week. I love watching your TikToks and I'm enjoying your podcast.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the response.
Hopefully you enjoyed the response. I mean, you didn't cuss us out. So
Right. So
works for me.
good news. Back into the email?
Sure.
We've been married for a year now, and we live in a house given to us by his late father. His mom also lives with us because of her health. We don't believe that she should be in an assisted living home because that's not what his dad would have wanted. She stays with us but often causes issues. She's fought with me because I don't cook the foods that she cooks. I come from a native Hispanic household, so a lot of the foods I cook are from that path. She says it all stinks up her house, and she often throws away leftovers because she won't eat them.
Okay, so we have to pause. Is this her house or your house?
We live in a house given to us by his late father.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, that's a good point. So if it's given to the mom.
And they're living there, that is her house.
It is
But
her
if it was
house,
given
yeah.
to him and mom had to move in
Right.
because she's getting old and senile now or whatever the problem is, the house was already his.
Mm-hmm.
So if they've moved in with the mom, that's a different discussion than if the mom moved in with her or them.
Correct.
Okay.
I agree with that.
What are you smirking at?
I like having my glasses changed in front of me. I don't know. I just like it. And it's people on TikTok are upset about it.
Why?
They're like, it's supposed to be behind your head. Why are your glasses chained in front of you? You're using them wrong. I'm fully aware. It tickles my autism. Next. Back into the email. I already asked you that. She has also... What?
Back into the email. I already asked you that. She is also... Now we now have a Peyton pepperoni too.
Peyton pepperoni? Oh, what do you want to do? It's us!
Oh, you saw the emotes?
That's us!
Yeah.
That's so cool!
Those aren't the ones that I had, that I reached out to people for on Fiverr.
Oh, yeah,
either.
right,
Those, I
from
think Lorna
Fiverr.
created those.
That's
So.
awesome.
Somebody said that we need a back to the email shirt.
No.
Back into the email. Which actually makes sense because that's said constantly. I've gotten to the point where I've started cutting it out sometimes
Really?
because it's said at least 15 times an episode.
Well, I never know when you finished a
I
thought.
know.
So.
Well, and sometimes I'm like, yes, no, wait a minute.
I know I just told... I'm so sorry. Just,
That's funny.
I want to do... I have actually sat down and thought of like impersonating you TikToks. I think I would do really well. I would need your basketball shorts though.
I have a lot of them.
Yeah.
I did a TikTok impersonating you on a Life account. It did pretty good. It's got like 200,000 views on it.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
It was the, All right.
She has also made it so we're waiting on having kids because she gets... Oh, it didn't know. Yeah, okay. So mother-in-law. She has also made it so we're waiting to have kids because she gets aggressive with the thought of us being parents. It has caused my husband to nearly shut down completely. He stands up for me, but once he gets tired of her screaming at him, he walks away. She has called me derogatory terms a multitude of times. Whenever he stands up to her and tells her that she is in the wrong, she will start fake crying and call his older brother. This is exhausting.
This is bullshit, is what it is. The word you're looking for is bullshit.
Oh.
Bullshit. It is bullshit.
That's,
If you marry somebody They are your family now.
Yeah.
Your blood relatives become your extended family.
They do.
So mom can either get on board or mom can go to the retirement home. And if you can't afford the retirement home, move the fuck out.
Yeah.
Problem solved. I don't care if that sounds heartless or not. She said, my husband. Your husband needs to fucking stand up for you and tell his mom to shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Start giving mom some extra Benadryl.
Yeah. Night.
Yeah. You've talked too much. It's 3:00. Go to sleep, Grandma.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't drug your grandparents.
Sorrow jokes. I've started implementing with the children because our daughter is absolutely feral. And she pulled this absolute honker of a booger out of her nostril today. And I can't remember what I was doing, but I turned around and it's just a mammoth in my field of view. And I'm like, I guess took a step back and I was like, child, you need to understand that's one of those things where my natural reaction is to smack you. Like, you cannot. Like, this is your warning going forward. I caught it that time.
Was she about to wipe it on you?
I don't know what she was trying to do.
Just trying to show you?
I don't know.
She was proud of it. Sometimes you're proud of your boogers. You've never blown your nose and be like, man, that came out of my sinuses.
See, and I would admire it. I'd be like, yes, look at that very fine amber piece of specimen human resin.
Human resin. Is that what we're calling snot now? Human resin? That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
That's good.
And I would admire it, but it felt intimidating. It felt like she had malice behind her intentions, like she was trying to wipe it on my cardigan or something. But that would be one of those moments with mom or whomever in my life, blood relative or not. I'm so sorry. I'm not really sorry that I hit you in the throat. You said something absolutely awful to my husband. That was just my natural. Sky's blue and that hit.
Judy shot.
Right. We're going to have a conversation afterwards about how we can't do that again, and now we know going forward.
Zach said ballistic booger. Oh, man. That was an assault boogie.
Yeah, it felt like it.
There's 291 people listening to this stupid shit.
That's fantastic. We have almost 500 on TikTok. That's wild. All right. Bringing in the older brother, this feels like enmeshment. I really need to do an episode about we need to do an episode about enmeshment. I need to make the notes, but we need to do that. Calling the older brother?
Why? I missed that. Why did she call the older brother? Why isn't the older brother taking care of mom? That's his responsibility. He's the eldest child.
Whenever he stands up to her and tells her she's in the wrong, she will start fake crying and call the older brother.
Older brother needs to be the one taking care of the mom.
Yeah.
It's that whole hierarchy, right?
I mean, the older brother is very extreme in his religion and believes that I am a horrible person because of my sexuality.
I'm so lost.
I don't know. There's a lot going on here. A lot going on here. Are we going to keep reading?
Yep.
It causes me and my husband to fight because he won't stop his brother from staying in our house because his mom is there. I wanted to move out just to be away from it all. He won't move out because his mom might think that we've abandoned her. No, you can certainly feel that way.
Yeah, this is not a healthy relationship.
I am leaving because of you. You are not fun to live with.
Yeah, the older brother needs to be the one that steps in and takes care of the mom. Especially if he's not married and disapproves of this marriage.
Yeah.
Why would you stay in a situation like that? Your husband is picking other people over you. What more do you need him to tell you? Because there's a whole lot being said right there. He's saying the silent part without actually saying the silent part. It's fucking loud. Yeah. Coral Ocean asked if we do parenting advice. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Hey, let's keep going.
I need a minute. My body hurts. Everything aches. I'm really feeling like the after effects of that bike crash everywhere. Existence is pain for me right now.
I don't like that the Twitch chat doesn't show bits and things like that in the restream chat. Hillary Keller said that this could be a same-sex marriage
Why?
because the brother doesn't like that person's sexuality. See, now I'm questioning myself.
Oh, I moved it.
No.
I mean, if it's a problem with that person's sexuality, then he would have a problem with his brother's sexuality if they were both men.
Good point.
So maybe she's bisexual or
maybe
pansexual.
Maybe dude just doesn't like women. Maybe he's like an actual misogynist, not just what people call each other on the internet.
Backing up Jeff. Jeff is in the chat. We talking about Jeffrey Graham, little graham cracker. Little gingerbread man.
I don't see Jeff Graham.
We stand Jeff Graham. Okay. Is my microphone okay? Did I mess this up?
Did he comment and I miss it?
Oh, he's on TikTok.
Oh.
I just happened to see that. Hello, Jeff. Hello, peoples.
That was the end of that email too?
Yes.
Wow. 3 off the list.
Yeah.
Fuck, by this case, we might knock off like 2 weeks of emails.
I like that.
Let's do another one.
Need your advice, please. I live at home with my older brothers, 27 and 24, and my mom. My mom and my oldest brother own the house I am living in. I am 19 and have a cleaning business. My mom has a crazy sister. She moved in a few months ago because she does it often, and my mom allows her to because it's her sister. She has always been jealous of me that I'm the only girl my mom had, and I'm close with my mom. She always looks at my mom as her mother, since their mom didn't know how to be a mother to her. She actually takes random pictures of me that I'm unaware of in the moment, and I see them on her phone here and there when she's going through photos or showing me her phone for whatever reason. I've told my mom that I'm uncomfortable with her being around and being creepy with me and everyone. She works for me, which I never wanted to happen because having family work for me comes with personal stuff, and it's just not right in my opinion. I'll say I'll have someone doing that job, and she'll say she has been up 2 hours prior to when the job starts and says I need to tell her that I don't need her to work. She wakes up at 4 a.m. every day for some reason, but lets everyone know that.
Right. Well, see, the thing is you go, okay, well, your job starts at 8. So if you're doing your job at 4 or 5 in the morning, that's a you problem.
Right.
So you did that to yourself. Slow the fuck down and adjust to other people's schedules because we're not going to cater to you. There's multiple of us and there's one of you. Mm-hmm. Slow your roll. Or fire her.
Yep.
Hey, I don't like the idea of mixing business with family. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think I'm lonely. And then I think about drama like that and how real it was in my life, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I like my plants and frogs and lizards and tinctures.
I still miss the community, and I still have that loneliness, but I'm very selective. I'd rather have that loneliness than have the bullshit.
Yep. And I've also told her that I will give her 24 hours notice if I need her to work, so I feel like she does it for attention because she will text my mom and talk about me. I'm not for drama, but my mom's sister brings it with her when she lives with us and starts stuff with me out of jealousy and overall because she is a drama fiend. I'm actually looking to move out even though I really want to stay home and save money for a house, but my mom won't kick her out and I feel like I'm stuck and that's all I can do if I want to be comfortable and happy.
Well, there's a solution to your problem.
I thought to say at this point, you are 19 years old. You're making money.
Yeah, I mean, at 19 years old, if you can afford to move out on your own, why be at your parents anyways?
Yeah.
I know that it's hard for younger people out there right now because, the devaluation of the dollar. Mm-hmm. inflation, as they like to call it. That's what happens when you print $34 trillion worth of money out of thin air in 10 years. But different discussion, I guess. She should move. That's the answer to this. Fire the aunt and move.
Yep.
If she's her own business at 19 and she's got other people working for her, why the fuck are you at home?
Save money to buy a house.
Yeah, just go rent.
Yeah, I would rent. I would rather struggle for a little bit and get my mental health in order than struggle massively hard and also be massively depressed.
Right. Yep. Daya said, sometimes saving money is not worth it.
Correct.
I agree. I will pay for my peace of mind any day of the week or live in my car for free. I'm not above that.
We have a really nice fan.
I lived in a Plymouth Sundance, which is the equivalent of a Dodge Shadow for a while.
Okay.
It is not a big car. It was not comfortable. It was not luxurious.
About to say, you're not a tiny man.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, but I was content doing it until I found a place to stay. Because it was better than the situation I was in.
It's still bright outside. Oh, that's right. We had the out. Oh.
Just means we can stay up later.
Not really. My days will still be starting at 6 o'clock. Continuing the email.
Sure.
She will also stare at me and not look away, which makes me leave the room. Looks at me in my rearview mirror in my Jeep, so I keep it up now. And she'll also try to sit directly across from the driver's seat, mine, just to watch me while I drive. So I have to ask her to sit behind my seat so that doesn't happen. I would not break eye contact with her.
I would show her my butthole.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to give you a show. You want to look at me that hard, you can see something.
Yeah.
It's going to get real weird.
I did that the other day at the ortho office. Got someone just looking at us, so I looked back. It's like we're either going to have a conversation or you're going to look away. Like, what are we doing?
It reminds me of the two people walking down the sidewalk. Move, motherfucker, you're going to move, motherfucker, you're going to move. Yeah. Because you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Especially if it's family. Like, you know something that makes me uncomfortable and you're going to continue to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come sit in your lap. Like, clearly you want my attention. What are we doing?
Did you ever watch that movie Mallrats?
No. Mallrats? That sounds like Sharknado.
Oh, man. It's so good. It's right up there with Biodome in terms of stupidity.
Oh, I love
But
Biodome.
there's a scene where a dude's been walking around the mall all day and he sticks his hand in his ass crack and gives somebody stink palm. Anyways.
No.
We'll have to watch that now.
No, he doesn't do that.
He does. And then later in the movie, dude fucking hands him a chocolate covered pretzel and he's like, don't mind if I do. And the guy that he stink palmed was Merle in The Walking Dead. Like when he was younger.
No.
It was good. Anyways, that would be the next step to the ant.
Did he do it with the shitty hand? He didn't clean his hand or nothing?
Man, I'd be so mean. Get it in there when it's sweaty and walk by and be like, hey, smell that?
I just got chills. Oh.
And now there's 307 people listening to this stupid shit.
No way.
This is what we do, guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Silent Ghosty said, never touching people's hands now. Yeah, that's why I don't like being touched. What if she likes it when she does it Uno reverse? Then you switch it up. Take it a step further.
I'm so sorry, what?
What if she likes it when you do that? Uno reverse. And so then you switch it up. And take it a step further. There's got to be a bodily fluid somebody's not okay with. Just watch what happens when you go.
Stop it.
We learned that this is a thing for her.
I feel it right here.
All right, let's get back into the email because
Human-
otherwise I'm just going to continue the stupidity. Peyton said, I'm so glad I already finished my food.
I'm glad too.
Go School said, fart in her pillow and give her a pink eye.
That's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Oh, man.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I was watching some type of, I think it was Dr. Phil maybe, and this dude was super pissed off at his wife. And when she left his house, he used her mascara brush, and like put it between his booty cheeks. And the next day, as she was using it, yeah. Yep.
Would have never thought to do that.
Oh my gosh. It's a lot. Okay, back into the email. I feel like my feelings, thoughts, and concerns are overlooked in my household and family. I have so many stories to prove that she is a narcissist and petty.
Oh, now we're diagnosing people?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Where'd you get your degree from? I'm curious.
Probably the same place we did. Nowhere. You don't look amused by that.
That's the new N word for me.
What, narcissist? Yeah.
Yeah, people say that shit. I want to slap them around.
How would you feel about me wearing like theater gloves? Like if we're going somewhere fancy and I have gloves that match my dress.
Did you ever watch the Adam Sandler movie where he adopts the kid?
Where he adopts the kid.
There's a Big Daddy, I think it's called.
Yeah, where they're both like pissing on the street or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene where the kid's like, I want to wear this. And he's like, okay, you're the one that's going to get make fun of. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care what you wear, babe.
You don't want to get made fun of? Is that what you're trying to say?
You're going to walk around
in
in blue jeans and a t-shirt with some fucking
like
elbow-high gloves.
Iridescent. Oh no. I love being an adult. This is so much fun. I'm having so much fun.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
You want to do another email?
Sure.
Peaches can be the new Dolly. Like Dolly Parton. Do you have any in a high priority?
We can read some thank yous. Switch it up because so far none of this has been really. None of these have been things that we can deal with. These are real simple answers. You move. You can't change other people's behavior, but you can change your environment. Peaches is strategically avoiding no subject. Is there a file in that folder called no subject? Because that's like
What do you mean, no
he said that
subject?
at least twice.
Said what twice?
No subject. Is there a file in that folder that says no subject? Because it's got to be a good one because he's referenced it more than once that I've seen. Where is it, Zach? Tell us where it is. Bree Ball said, our 1-year-old insists to watch all on my phone. It's in the medium priority folder. Bree, I'm sorry that you're... Maybe. He said maybe. Bree, I'm sorry that your 1-year-old wants to watch us.
I had to reload my thing.
Could be in dumpster. One of the two.
I found it too. We're good. All right, no subject. Dear Chris and Peaches, buckle up. This is a long one. It is 5 pages.
All right, cool. We have an hour and 15 minutes.
I discovered you on TikTok and have been debating on emailing you after a few months of listening. A part of me doesn't want to hear your opinions because I can sometimes get my feelings hurt easily.
Oh, game on. I take this as a challenge. Let's see how bad we can make this. Oh, man.
I get it. I'm a delicate flower. I hurt my own feelings sometimes.
Yeah, Lorna said, oh no, this is not going to go well. Oh, this is going to go well. That's what she said. This is going to go well.
I decided to put on my big girl panties and push forward since I am so lost. A little backstory. My husband and I met back in 2017 and immediately hit it off. I have a child from a previous relationship that he fully welcomed with open arms and became her father figure. Her bio dad is not in the picture. He always made time of us regardless of how tired he was and continued to date me. Dates, flowers, flirting, etc. Flash forward 10 months and we have another child. Whoa. Another child, so like...
You got pregnant a month in?
Right.
Is that how that read?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. Flash forward to 2020 and we got married. After getting married, we decided we wanted one more child, and in 2021, a little after our 1-year marriage anniversary, our son was born.
I have to pause you for a second. You see that comment from Emily?
I love that. Stop it.
My 2-year-old can now recognize Chris and say Chris every time he sees him. That we are that big of a like presence in those people's home.
That's insane.
It's wild.
That is absolutely insane. Thank you guys for the support.
That's crazy to think about.
That is absolutely insane. Back into the email?
Yeah.
In total, 2 daughters and 1 son. In 2021, a few months after our son was born, my husband suffered an addiction that I was not aware of for almost 7 months. At the beginning of our relationship, I explained to him that those things were of no interest to me and I wanted no part of it since I was a small child. Since I had a small child. I set my boundaries off extremely early on. After asking a series of questions one day in 2021, trying to discover why he was being so distant and weird, he revealed to me that he had been doing in his spare time for 7 months. After being furious and weighing all of my options, I chose forgiveness. I stayed with him, helped him recover, and about a month later, he revealed to me the real reason he pushed to get out of his old position at work. Pardon me.
Didn't actually say what the addiction was, right?
No. Back into it?
Yep.
Again, addiction due to peer pressure from his friends. I know you don't discuss addiction on your podcast, but I promise this isn't about that. It just revolves around it a little bit. During our recovery, just a little bit, recovery, that's all I can go. Stage of our marriage and trying to gain that trust back for him, I found that it was extremely difficult. Part of me felt like he trapped me into a marriage since the first addiction was before we got married. He knew I would call it quits if I found out, and he didn't tell me. Part of me lost all physical attraction to him because I saw what this did to him. I can with confidence say that I fully trust him again. I can with confidence. Oh, I just read that. My goodness gracious. I put myself into therapy and was able to get past the trauma of the lying and hiding. I do have a full-time job. I'm a full-time student, and I'm a mom of an 8, 5, and almost 2-year-old. His schedule is so crazy that I am in charge of everything around the house, and my head is about to fly off of my shoulders. He has 2 days off a week, Sundays and Mondays, and only wants to sit down and do nothing but play games, watch TV, or sleep. As a mom who does everything, I can completely understand the want for relaxation. But as a parent, in all caps, and as a wife, in all caps, it bothers me. We both get up at the same time every morning, and about 95% of the time are going to bed at the same time every night. As tired as we are, those kids are expecting us to play with them and have fun with them via quality time, and we have responsibilities to take care of. We always just sit down and do nothing, and our kids are stuck on their own phones and tablets. I feel like it's pulling teeth to get him to do anything with the kids. And when we do, he is not that fun and outgoing.
Are we just going to skip over the fact that they're both neglecting the children and she's going to throw shade on him for doing it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why I paused.
Okay.
And like I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, well, let's see where this goes.
Yeah, but then you kept reading. So I wasn't sure if we were going to pretend like we didn't hear that or where that was going. I just need to know, like, are we waiting?
I'm holding back the Judy chop.
Okay, there you go. It's back to you. You have
Okay.
it.
I'm holding back the Judy chop because sometimes that's an overreaction. And I would rather be patient than have to apologize for unwarranted behavior. I want to be prim and proper and elegant and graceful, but then there's times where I want to be like ratchet and throw shit and wear ribbed white tank tops and Converse shoes and kicks holes in walls.
Okay. Let's just see how this goes then.
Okay. That was a very polite way to redirect me back into the email.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's pulling teeth to get him to do anything with the kids. And when we do, he's not that fun and outgoing. He is not that fun. I feel like it's pulling teeth to get him to do anything with the kids. And when he do, he is not the fun and outgoing man he once was when we first started dating. He seems like he hates being present when trying to spend time with the family. To add on, we no longer date. I mean that in the full sense. We do not go on dates, and he no longer buys me flowers or does sweet things for me. So people don't just randomly do things for people, right? If I have a friend who is known for backstabbing me and just not really being that person I can rely on, I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, I saw this and thought of you. I'm not doing that. So if you are wanting these things and the buying of the flowers and the sweet things and the dates, are you behaving in a way where he would want to do that? Because if you're expecting these things and he goes, well, she wants me to do these things, but every day when I get home, she yells at me and nags me and it's a war zone and I can never do anything right and I'm not good enough. That's all speculation, of course, because the email doesn't say.
Well, I mean, they're both too busy playing on their iPads and phones to give the children attention. I would imagine that their relationship is also lacking intimate attention. I think that's a pretty safe assessment, right? Like,
right.
If you can't give your children attention, how the fuck are you going to give your partner attention?
Right. If the children are being
neglected,
it's safe to assume that the marriage is also being neglected.
Right, because the devices are more important. Yep.
That biscuit thing is good.
You like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely be really easy to eat one of those in one bite.
For you?
Yeah, because they're not dry like the biscuits were. I thought I was going to fucking die the night that I ate that thing.
Forgot that we did that. My mind just went to, can you eat me like a biscuit?
Not like a biscuit, no. Like a pudding cup.
And now I'm nervous. Hey.
And no spoon. Oh, shit. I can't edit that out.
You know how bears get up on like trees and shit and they just start scratching their backs? That's how I feel right now. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Oh, that's right. We're eating an email, and this email's not going well. Now I'm. Oh no.
Oh shit.
Okay, back into the email. He tells me it's too hard to find a babysitter for all the kids to be able to go out on dates. My parents, however, are more than okay with keeping their grandchildren for just a few hours every now and then, but still no action is taken. I will even try to bring it up and say we should go out, and he kind of just blows it off. Every year, I buy him the new Madden game that comes out and occasionally will buy him random things. He used to do those things, but no longer does it. He always tells me now, if you wanted someone who was romantic, you should have never married me to begin with.
So dude is miserable.
Dude is miserable, yeah. Yeah, because he did this in the beginning.
Right. You remember how many times we've had episodes where we've talked about Catalyst?
Yes.
And how one small thing or a person or an incident can change somebody's entire view on existence.
Yep.
The traditional man that I am now, I was not at one point. I was not about to take care of another human being. Why would I do that? I was young. I was broke. Didn't have any kind of money. Like, I wasn't trying to support another human. I could barely keep myself alive, let alone another person. But then things changed because I had a catalyst. I'm willing to bet for the right person, this dude would go above and beyond. I think he's very set in his life. He's got his routine and he doesn't want to deviate from it because it's a lot easier to stay at home and play video games because he plays Madden or whatever it is that he's doing at home, playing on his device, probably getting attention from other people, watching thirst traps, probably fucking spanking in the bathroom in the morning before he goes to work every day. Like, this doesn't sound like a happy, healthy relationship at all. But she's also not giving us real details about what's going on in the relationship, just saying that he's not buying her shit and not being romantic, and she doesn't have an attraction to him because he had an addiction. And then, yeah. Although she did say that she trusts him again, so that's great.
That is good.
Nova said, I hear something along the lines of, from my fiance, he still gets me gifts here and there, though. His love language is not giving gifts. Not everybody shows love that way.
Right.
Not everyone receives love that way. So I am not, I don't do gifts. Like I'm really bad at receiving gifts, but I'm really good at giving them. And it doesn't have to be a purchased item. Mm-hmm. Pine needles, a feather. Check out this seashell.
Yeah. Look at this video of a waterfall that I took for you.
Right. That happened. And then brought your waterfall rock back.
Yeah, I still have it. It's on my nightstand.
So, but those things matter, right? And it comes down to knowing what's going to fill the love meter in your person, knowing that if they are in their best, like if they're at 100% and that meter's top the fuck off like a car with a, we know when you overfill your gas tank, right? You get it until it clicks and you're like, there's still room. You're like, click, click, click. And you pull it out and some spills down the side of your car. You're like, all right, you got like an extra 15 miles before it moves on the fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When your love meter is like that, you're going to want to go above and beyond because when your gas tank is full like that in your car, you're like, I can fucking drive anywhere. And then it hits 3/4 of a tank and you're like, oh, I got to slow way the fuck down.
Yeah,
Doing too much right now. Gotta slow my roll. Your love meter is no different than your gas tank.
Yepers.
Cheryl Couch said, I miss when emails were super detailed and all about having conversations and how to have better conversations. Oh, dumpster fires. We have actually had some pretty decent emails. Episode 211 that's coming out all the way up to the one that we just did are all pretty decent. We've had a couple pauses where we're like, hey, remember when? But for the most part, we've been getting better detailed information. But we've also been moving into, like, we're dropping the interview stuff as much and going to be doing a lot more, like, R&R type conversations. And after doing the I versus you statements, I'm fucking here for it. I'm ready to create content because I'm excited again. I had a really good time with that episode.
I'm excited, too.
And I enjoyed editing it. Like, I was laughing and shit. Like, it was fun to edit that episode. So it rejuvenated some of this for me again, and it made it fun. I want to problem solve. I'm a Libra. So, I like puzzles. Just kidding. I am actually a Libra, but that was pretty funny.
You nailed it. That was...
Yeah?
That was good. My atoms are confused.
Yeah.
Back into the email?
Yep.
Back into the email. I don't feel like what I'm asking for is romance, but thoughtfulness. I have talked to him about this multiple times. Things change for a few weeks and then he reverts back. I don't feel valued. I don't feel appreciated. One thing he did change was the fact that I needed more help with the kids while he was home. What started that conversation was the fact that every morning I was getting up at almost 4:15 to ensure that I could get myself and 3 kids ready for school. Both of our lunches made while trying to be at work by 6:45. While trying to be at work at 6:45. Didn't she say she stay at home? Scrolling back up, looking at the email. My husband and I met in 2017, child from the previous marriage.
Zach said, me in the TikTok chat, every 5 seconds, she heard it riding e-bikes.
Yep, broke my elbow riding e-bikes. Did they say that they're traditional? Or was that the other email?
I don't remember.
Child, abduction, recovery. Okay, well, I guess she has to go to work, trying to be at work by 6:45. Live discontinued due to inactivity.
Oh, really? Sitting there talking and it's all right. Are you like, I'm still here?
It's down.
No, well, I mean, it's good. It was time to end TikTok anyways. They're just doing you a favor, babe. That was the other email with the traditional thing.
Gotcha. Okay. My husband would just get up at 5 and be at the house by 5:30 while I'm still trying to get out the door.
Well, that's normal for men.
Right. I finally couldn't take it anymore, and we compromised on how we both benefit in the morning. I get myself and the 2 older kids up and ready while making lunches. I get my older 2 kids up and ready and make lunches while he gets himself and the baby ready and makes the bed before leaving the house. Look at that. A conversation fixed it.
And it worked.
That's dope.
I don't think that's a compromise, though. I think that's an agreement on how the house should be ran.
Right.
What is the lurk thing that just happened in Twitch?
What? Lurk?
I don't understand Twitch. Like I'm not there yet.
Right.
But somebody just did a lurk thing and Lorna thanked them for it. So I want to know what it is.
Like a mob thing?
So we know that they can communicate. We know that they've done therapy. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand what the real issue is here, because if they know how to talk to each other and they're able to actually fix shit. Oh, lurk equals they're here, but they're not chatting. Gotcha.
That's dope.
Look at that. I'm learning new stuff.
Heck
Silent
yeah.
participants. More listening. Hell yeah. Learning.
Reading Rainbow. All right, so back into the email. I try very hard to insert myself into his interests and hobbies. I try very hard to insert myself into his interests and hobbies.
You don't like the way that's worded, do you?
I don't.
I don't either.
Could you tell by the way I was reading it?
Yeah, but the first time I heard it, I'm like, okay, that's dope. She wants to be a part of like the things that he's interested in. I'm like, why would you insert yourself into his hobbies versus trying to share the hobby?
Right, or like participate or show interest.
Right. Insert means like, hey, I know you're doing this thing, but I'm gonna be like, you ever see that fish that like underwater where the guy is welding or hammering the thing and the fish keeps it really close and he's like, no, and the fish gets right back on it?
Oh my gosh, that's me to you.
That's how that made me feel with the insert. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I actually did just say, like, the fish with the underwater guy, like, obviously the guy's under fucking water if there's a giant fish swimming, but still.
He could be in a tank or something.
Could have been.
Yeah.
But it was definitely in water.
Definitely in water. Am I that fish sometimes?
You know when to not insert yourself.
Okay.
We have shared
Yeah.
interests and shared hobbies and shared experiences. You don't force your way into things that I'm
Okay.
doing.
I'll
That's
say.
that's not how you act. It's like inviting yourself somewhere. Oh, you guys are going to the movies? Can I come?
Yeah.
No, you can't, because if we wanted you there, we'd have told you when we fucking bought the tickets.
Yeah.
You weren't invited. You are not welcome here. But now because you did that, I feel obligated and don't want to be the bad guy. So I guess
I would be that bad guy.
me too.
I would. Some people need that.
They'd be like, you need me to call your mom? They'd be like, what? I'd be like, you need some manners. You were not taught to not invite yourself places.
Like, hey, Kyle, can I come over here? Can I talk to you for a second? Why, bro? We need to step away and have a conversation. Also, back to the fish thing, I was going to say, we can have like a new safe word. You say like barracuda and I'll just walk away. Like, I got the hint.
You know how that would go though?
What?
The whole barracuda thing? Like if I was trying to do something right and I was starting to get annoyed by you, instead of like giving you that annoyed response, I'd just be like, ooh, barracuda. And you'd be like, oh, I gotcha.
Word. Okay, Joan Jett, let's go. No, it's Heart. Heart does
That's
barracuda. That would de-escalate it immediately.
It would become funny.
Ooh,
You'd be like, I can't believe you just did that to me, but I got you.
Yeah. I'll take my silliness somewhere else.
Yep.
Go talk to the lizards or the geckos.
That really is just one of those things that you need to share the hobby, or show interest in said hobby, not try to force your way into it while it's happening.
I agree. Back to the email. I've asked him to teach me how to play Madden so that I can play with him and we can bond. What's Madden? Is
It's
that like
a football
POV?
game.
Well, a football game.
It's actually a super popular, very competitive football game. You know how people get around, well, I mean, Jordans aren't really, they are still a popular thing, but they're not popular like they were popular. But like Madden is one of those things that sports fans would like wait outside for and shit. Like it was popular like Call of Duty was for a while with like college bros and shit. But I don't, when you play online sports or you play online video games, period, and you've got your group of people that you play with, you want to get a new game to play with your person, right? Like when I played Destiny, I played with the same group of people over and over and over again. And if they couldn't get on, I wouldn't play, because I'm not going to go try to run a raid with a random group that doesn't have the same communication. And like, that's a thing.
Right.
So if you're playing Madden and you've got other people on your team and you guys are doing your thing, I've never played Madden, so I don't know if it's like a team thing or a solo play, but you do play against other people. I wouldn't want a noob on there. Right, like trying to fuck up. It's like, yeah, I could carry you through zombies, or you can carry me through zombies because you do all the time, but you wouldn't want to try to do that during team deathmatch and fuck up your KD. So like,
no.
You know what I mean?
Be like, sorry, babe.
Yeah.
When you hear me fading away in the distance.
Yeah, they need to find other, a new game for them to play together. Why don't they learn Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, it's so fun.
All right, let's actually get serious about the email, because we're bullshitting.
Continuing. Okay, final note. Just play Madden by yourself and you'll learn it.
That would work.
I've learned Call of Duty. I am pretty okay. I'm okay enough for us to be able to exfil and whatnot, so.
No, Zach exfils and leaves us behind.
I've exfilled once by myself.
Yeah.
I did it once, guys. I've sat for hours in the bed next to him watching a show that I think is so incredibly dumb. Oh, she just said it. Okay. I need a second. Like that was.
I'm going to challenge that. I'm willing to wager. I'm willing to wager at least $100 that she has never actually sat there and watched a show that she thought was stupid for 6 hours. I'm willing to bet what she did for 6 hours was this.
Yeah. Feigning, paying attention.
Why did he do that? Oh, really? And he's like, yeah, you should just watch because it's going to explain it in a second.
Yeah.
Oh, just 2 episodes ago, it explained all this. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, neat. Yeah. I'm willing to bet that that's actually how that played out. Because that's what I do when we're watching shit I don't want to watch, play on my phone.
Yep. When you're so far ahead in a TV show and I don't know what's going on, that's what I do.
That's not my fault you fall asleep.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm a cat. I love little naps. What?
Zach said, listen, fuckers, you were dead and I tried. Danish said, at least your game plays.
I'm having so much fun with you guys.
I love that this is becoming a thing for our Discord.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm having so much fun. I love that when I off a zombie or a mercenary, it's pink and I go little raspberry. Especially when they're trying to get me. And I'm fading and I'm panicking and I'm like reload, reload, reload.
Diana M said, is this a normal break for them? I was kicked off of TikTok. So this is not a break for us. We actually go live on YouTube. TikTok is the side chick.
Yep.
So.
And TikTok just declined me today.
Yeah. Told her that she was inactive for too long.
Yep. So back to the email. I've sat for hours in the bed next to him watching a show that I think is so incredibly dumb and asked questions trying to get it for him. We go outside occasionally and throw the football around. But if I ask him to do something that I like with me or just go somewhere with me, that makes him feel like it's a bump in his day or it's a chore. Oh, or just go somewhere with me. He makes me feel like it's a bump in his day or a chore. If I have a show on that I like, he will put in his AirPods and watch his show instead. I have voiced how much that sucks for me, and he just says, I'm sorry, but I don't like it.
I don't understand what the problem is with that.
I do that.
All the time.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You guys aren't always going to like the same TV show.
Right.
Get another TV. Go play video games in your room, bro. I'm watching fucking Grey's Anatomy right now, if that's what she's watching. I don't know. Like, you have your TV shows. And sometimes I'll walk in and be like, I'm changing it right after this episode.
He does.
But you know what I mean? It's one of those things that I can go sit anywhere else in the house, but I want to sit next to you. So we have to find something we both enjoy to watch it.
Or we're going to compromise. We're going to agree.
Find an agreement, right. Or we're going to end up just sitting here playing on our phones and ignore each other. So like, would you like me to sit next to you on the couch and we can just ignore each other? Because we can do that. We'll just play on our phones. Or we can find something that we both enjoy watching and we can actually spend some time together and talk about the shows and have interactions that matter. I'm curious. She goes outside and throws the football with him. Sean's here. Be right back.
Oh. Anxiety.
She throws the football with him.
Right.
Okay.
I'm hung up on a couple of things. So it doesn't make sense to me. If you find whatever show he is watching to be dumb, as you said, incredibly dumb, and then try to ask questions to understand the show, you would actually just pay attention to the show.
Right.
Asking questions about the show is nothing but annoying to him.
While he's watching it, absolutely.
Right.
If he's engaged. If he's playing on his phone and there's background noise, it's a different conversation. Mm-hmm. I understand her requests for connections are being denied. She wants him to want to do shit with her. And that's what she needs to tell him. So the answer to this is you guys sit down during a check-in, assuming that you're doing that. It doesn't sound like you are, but let's assume that you are. During a check-in, you go, okay, I need a list of things that you enjoy doing. Here's a list of things that I enjoy doing. Let's find things that are close, and then we can do those things together. I think that he's just not happy in the marriage.
Yeah, he sounds pretty unhappy. Checked out, maybe.
Yeah.
He also just has the balls to go, I don't like what you're watching.
Right.
I'm willing to sit here next to you and watch something on my phone and we can snuggle on the couch. I put my feet in your lap and I watch a crocheting video or apothecary video or...
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Right.
Because we still talk to each other.
We do.
And sometimes you'll be watching something on your phone and half paying attention to the TV, and we'll still have conversations about what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Or, if I'm in the living room and you're watching something, we'll do the same thing. But like, I don't know. I don't see the TV thing being that big of a deal. I think the issue is that there's a request for connection that's being wanted over and over and over again, and he's not obliging in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think she's communicating it properly either, or looking for ways to have that connection. And that's how I foresee that going.
Okay, so Aisha Aaron said, what should she do?
They need to find a common ground.
Right.
We do photography together. We do Call of Duty together. We have so many things. We go on hikes.
So like I said
Traveling.
previously, is they need to create a list of things that they both enjoy doing and then do those things. If he's super into football and she doesn't mind football, they could go to a football game. They could even go, hey, we have a little bit of extra money. We can go to like I guess spring training is baseball, but we could go to we could go to a sports bar Friday night, have a couple drinks and watch the game for you. And then Saturday night, we're going to go do something that I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the trade-off. I'll come hang out with you and your guys, and you guys can watch football and scream at people who are better than you. And then we'll go look at flowers in a garden tomorrow morning. Something, you know what I mean? But there needs to be a conversation there, and they have to be able to be willing to give for each other.
Right.
If they're not willing to accommodate the request for connection that each one of them are putting out, this isn't going to work. And if he's just going through the motions to pay the bills and doesn't enjoy being around his family, he's in a marriage that he doesn't want to be in, but he's not willing to leave because he doesn't want to be a man who abandoned his family. There's a lot of men who are living in that. Obviously, I don't know if that's the case because he's not the one writing the email.
Right.
But we also don't have a whole lot of, all we're getting from this email is people writing in saying what's going on in terms of the treatment, not what the actual problems are. What?
My back hurts. There's so much that could be going on behind the scenes. I'm excited to start doing mentor calls and seminars and shit.
Yeah, I want to be able to ask questions because it's hard to diagnose something or like find out the root of an issue based off of shallow conversations. And like somebody in the chat just said, this sounds like their relationship, except for he only wants to be around his family. What did you guys do when you were dating? Because at some point you had a relationship. And if all you've ever done this entire time is catered to those things,
Or just have sex.
you have no real relationship. There's no foundation there. Our foundation has been spent over a very long time, but we did a whole lot of shit during that time frame. So for me to become a recluse and not want to do anything with you, there's a problem there. I'm depressed. My testosterone could be off. We don't like each other anymore. Like there's something going on there that would make me not want to go do shit. Granted, I don't like leaving the house. Right? Like, especially the longer we're in the house, the less I want to go out and do shit. And now that DoorDash has become a thing, even going to a restaurant sucks. I don't want to hear people's kids fucking screaming at the restaurant while I'm trying to have a conversation. I want to eat and enjoy my time with you.
Right, and be comfortable in silence.
Yeah, right. We went to our favorite steak place not too long ago with Jeff and his wife, Angie, and there was a piano playing the whole fucking time that we were there. And like, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to be able to talk to the people that's across the table with me and have interactions. So like it's killed that experience. So for me to have an intimate setting where we could go to people's houses or they can come to ours and we can have dinner together and have conversation, that's way more enjoyable for me. But like we take the kids to the zoo as a family and like the other half of the family comes and, we do shit like that. That is us keeping our foundation alive by doing other things. So what did you do in the beginning of the relationship? If this is the way it's always been, it's the way it's always going to be.
Yeah.
They showed you who you were.
Continue.
Sure.
Another reoccurring issue is that he used to call and or text me a few times throughout the day to check on me and see how me and my day was going. I still do that for him, but he doesn't do it for me. I stopped a few times to see if he would reach out, and he doesn't, but gets a little flustered when I don't call him and he sees that I'm on my way home after getting the kids from daycare.
So he still cares about you. Right? That shows that they care. Like, why didn't you call and let me know that you were okay? Maybe Maybe the routine has become that you call every day and he expects it. So when it doesn't happen, he doesn't think about it because that's the routine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a conversation like, hey, babe, I need you to check in on me every once in a while and see how my day is going. I feel like I don't matter to you. But
oh, this is a really, really big thing. We currently live with his parents so that we could pay off debt and save up money to buy a house. Buying a house was something that I did not want to do. The housing market is terrible right now, so I knew that this was a terrible idea from the get-go, but paying off debt was something I really wanted to do. He kept pushing to buy a house regardless of my feeling towards the matter. We got approved for a loan, but our mortgage was going to be almost $4,000 a month. My immediate response was, I think the hell not, and immediately backed out. After he finally accepted it, I started searching for a new place to live. He didn't help me with any of it. He kept putting off his portion of the application.
Wait. Okay. I need you to go back and read that again because I just went down a whole rabbit hole in my head. And then I heard all of that after the fact. Can you just one more time? Because it sounds like he was gung-ho about buying a house, trying to like cement the future.
Yeah.
It didn't pan out because she didn't want it. And now she wants to rent a house and he doesn't want to take part in it because he shit on the house buying.
She did, yeah.
So they could have had a place to live that was their own.
Yeah, she was just uncomfortable with the price.
Right. But they could have done it. And if they could have afforded it, waited until the market came down and then refinanced the house, they would have had equity in the home. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand why that's a thing. If you're not happy living with the parents and the opportunity was there for you to move, is it out of your budget? Right? Like, so that matters to me. If you can't afford a $2,500 a month mortgage and they came back at $2,800, I could see how that would be a discussion because that extra $300 a month is a lot.
It is.
When you can't afford it already. But if it's just slightly over what you wanted to spend and you can still afford it, you just cut back a little bit to make that work. You wouldn't be living at his parents' house anymore.
Yeah.
So I did hear that right? So you don't have to go back and reread it?
I'm going to reread it anyway because I think it's a very undermining way of
controlling
playing out
the situation.
what happened. Yeah. Because it says... He kept pushing to buy a house regardless of my feelings towards the matter. We got approved for a loan, but our mortgage was going to be almost $4,000 a month. And my immediate response was, I think the hell not, and immediately backed out.
I wonder if he could afford the $4,000 a month.
Right, I was thinking that, like, if it's affordable.
I mean, that's a lot of fucking money.
It is.
But if you can afford it, and it's affordable to you, it's got to be a big house.
Yeah.
Property value is only going to go up. It may dip for a little while, but it's going to go back up again. That's the way the market works. I don't understand. So is this coming down to she just didn't want to live in that house? Did she not like, is it just really the payment? She can't justify it? Is she going to be responsible for the mortgage? Or is that something he pays? Like there's a whole lot of, I need fucking details.
Right. He kept putting off his portion of the application, and I finally just had to do it for him. He's in charge of finding and setting up internet connection and has not made a move on it, so I actually found one today. Okay, so that's moving on to the next paragraph is another point or issue. That this whole thing about the house, if I were him, I would feel undermined. I would feel like shit. I would feel deflated. If he is in charge of the finances, like you said, it's not specified. And he knew that it was affordable and she comes in and goes, no, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't care what you have to say about it. We are not doing this. And he was excited. Like, I'm finally buying my family a house. I'm finally fucking doing the thing. I'm providing for my family. And then just to be vetoed, and this is not happening no matter what. My word is law. I mean, if that's how a vast majority of arguments are, I could see why he's checked out and not wanting to do the dates and buy the flowers and do the sweet things. I wouldn't want to be nice to somebody who treats me like that.
I think it's important to think about this too. When you're looking to buy a house, you need to buy a house that you can afford the mortgage payment with one income.
Right.
So if together they make $15,000 a month, they can afford $7,500 each on bills and everything. Split it that way. Mm-hmm. So assuming his is $7,500, he would still not want to go over like $3,000 on a mortgage payment because he's got other bills that's got to go, including savings, Roth IRA, kids, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's still doable for him. And at that point, the $3,500 to $4,000, like, is that a thing? Now she's got a lot of debt, is what it sounded like. Not him, but her, because she said, "I want to pay off my debt or pay off the debt."
I think it's him.
He has a lot of debt. Okay. Well, then he doesn't have a very good handle on his income. That's a different conversation too. This email is all about shitting on him and what he's not doing for her and not situations. We wanted to buy a house. Okay, great. You want to be a homeowner. How much do you have for a down payment? You only have $80,000 down. You only make $200,000 a year or $100,000 a year or $85,000 a year. So you know what you're going to get approved for. If you can't afford a mortgage payment that they're going to approve you for, you buy a house at a lower rate, lower price home to get started, a starter home. And then when you get to the point where you don't have any debt and you can get a better interest rate, you buy another house and then rent the one that you're living in out. Right? Like, but I want to know what the actual problem was. Not, I said, hell no.
Right.
There's nothing here that we can problem solve. This is literally somebody fucking complaining about their life.
It is. And there was no specification on debt. It was just paying off debt was something I really wanted to do. You want to finish out the email?
Yeah, we're in it. Fuck it. We got 30 minutes till we got to go live on Patreon.
A few months ago, my husband locked the garage door due to hearing a suspicious noise while his parents were out of town, not knowing they were about to be home. This made his dad extremely angry, and he beat on the garage door. I went and unlocked it, and he started to scream at me, asking why the garage was locked, as I'm trying to get out that it wasn't me, and we heard a noise. His dad continued to scream at me that he didn't give a shit, it's his house, and not to lock his damn door again.
It's crazy. If you guys would have bought your own home and moved out of there, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah. This is a whole lot of community. It's a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
Why send an email to somebody and just tell people about all the bad shit that's happened in your life and not the situations that you're trying to get advice on?
Right. And if this is the repeating situation and this is the tension that's in the household, and your husband was willing to do overtime at work to afford that $4,000 a month, you just stripped your family of everything to get out of that. You would kill yourself to get us out of a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. My husband not once intervened. He sat back and let his dad completely disrespect me. I almost packed my bags that day. This is not the first time his family has disrespected me either, and he just sits back. I feel like we're in the roommate phase. I feel like I am on my way to being emotionally detached, if not already. I'm not sure what to do. What else can I do? Am I expecting too much, and are my standards too high? All of this has contributed to us not being physically intimate. We maybe get physical once every few months. In no shape or form is he abusive in any sense. Yeah, I was like, I don't understand what the issue is.
Right. Like, there's not enough information there for us to help you. You got a whole lot of foul shit going on that shouldn't be happening, and you know that it shouldn't be happening, but you're not giving us details on the actual scenarios of how it's playing out for us to go, hey, this is how that should have been handled.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have worded it that way. You shouldn't have worded it that way. You shouldn't have thrown his spaghetti against the wall. Like, you need to have a conversation. We need details so that we can actually help things. So when we ask for details, we're not saying we want your entire life story. We want details about what's happening in the moment while you're having problems so that we can work through the problems.
I think the person was watching us read that.
Why do you think that?
Scroll back up in the chat. Where is it? She's already gone. Or I could just be incorrect in assuming things.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okie dokie.
All right, let's read some super chats and then do some Q&A because I'm
Burnt out.
not even burnt out. I didn't do anything. I sat here and
No.
listened to somebody complain about their life. I feel like I
Yeah.
just hung out in a fucking hair salon. That's not exciting. That's not fun.
I want to do.
You're not satiating my Libra-ness, guys.
Feel like you need a man bun.
Shh. I'm a little sensitive about my lack of hair up here, okay?
Are you?
Not really.
I love how bald you are.
All right, so we read the one from Ruth. Dea said, saying hi to the sexiest mailman ever, my husband. Jeff Graham said, look deep into my brown eye.
What?
Because we made the butthole comment.
Oh.
Sierra Arnold said, you guys saved my relationship and allowed me to see a lot of my problems and fix them drastically. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you do. She also then, for $20, said 300 people watching and only 3 likes. Let's smash that like button, guys. Jalen, for $4.99, said, y'all have completely changed my look on my marriage. We have put God at the front of our marriage and has started listening better to each other. I fucking love that. What are you doing?
Stretching my body. I'm cold. I'm putting on my cardigan.
Lorraine said, finally figured out how to get the beneficial shirt and in my favorite color. I appreciate both of you. I wish nothing but the best for your success in the future. Grow and become stronger. We are working on it. Natasha said, you guys have helped me get sober, start to conquer depression, and understand that I have to take my power back.
Hell yeah.
I will always appreciate you guys. Natasha, your new song moving forward is Take the Power Back by Rage Against the Machine. When you're having a bad day, that's what you need to listen to. We also got a super chat from Nicole Abrams that said, my husband and I have been married for 9 years. I listen faithfully. Your podcast has helped me so much to be a better wife and also to express myself better. Thanks for all that you do. Love all of that. Love all of that.
Are those little tiny angry yous? What is that? What am I looking at?
I don't know. I think that is actually my emote. I don't know. Are the accountability shirts coming back in stock? I honestly don't know what we're going to do with that because we've ran them 3 times. And though they sell out every time we post them, I don't want them to be the same color every time. But my favorite one is the one printed in red. So if we do it again, it would probably get printed in red. I think that we just need to kind of figure out what we want to do with that. Sarah said, thank you guys. Since I watch your channel, I can see my flaws and everything is better now.
I love to hear that.
Yep. AFG Country. Fired up Chris. I guess that's what that is. It's a fired up Chris emoji. One of the things that I really enjoy about this podcast is that we genuinely get to help people, right? Regardless of the stupidity that happens and like the trauma dumping and the bullshit that we have to deal with in our personal lives because of the podcast. I know that we're genuinely helping people.
Right.
I just don't like wasting my time, which is why I want to get into the coaching call so much, because if that person was on a coaching call and said the very first thing and there was no detail, I could pause.
Right. Think about that.
Explain the situation to me. And that 5-page email would be a 15 phone call situation because I would be able to break down what's happening and they can start implementing things to change their behavior. I don't know. I also would like to point out that people who don't want to give details about their lives, that just want to fucking trauma dump, but still want to change and don't want to get super specific because we're a podcast, start fucking reading.
Yes.
The information's out there. We have a free book list of recommended reading. That's shit that we've read that's changed our lives. And we've broken them down and we've done book breakdowns, which we really need to finish the 4 agreements.
Okay. I have so much other things going on.
I
So
know.
many other things.
I know. Are we doing the soap drop this month? Is that going to happen, or do you want to wait until April? Because you got all the shit now. We just got to order the bottles and get it put together.
Well,
And,
do we want to wait for the bigger bars?
I have a better idea. We'll talk about that off the podcast. Okay. I actually have an idea for a sales tactic. So,
okay.
Marketing ploy or whatever. Well, I don't know what else to talk about, guys. Where do I email you? tobetterco@gmail.com.
You okay with taking a break before the Patreon email?
Absolutely. You want to wrap it up now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, guys, remember you are the authors of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Farewell.